Just Stop Oil has kicked off another 2 weeks of protests, giving police the runaround in central London. The eco-activists brought busy parts of the capital to a standstill. It was not very hard to do, actually. They were already at a standstill by slowly marching in front of the traffic. The protesters were flanked by dozens of police officers, but only 2 were actually arrested for obstruction of the highway. And in fact, the activists were so relaxed, they even stopped off at a pub on the way and called the police silly for following them. Rishi Sunak will summon police chiefs to number 10 this week and urge them to take a more robust approach to tackling the protest. I'm not really sure what the police can now do. I mean, the police rather, for me, unwisely, tweeted out a thing on Sunday night saying that the Just Stop Oil protests were starting again on Monday and we're ready for them. And you kind of go, well, if you're ready for them, you shouldn't really be telling them that, should you? If you're actually the police, shouldn't you be kind of going to find them before they do it and then arresting them and then taking them away and saying, well, you can't do that because we know what you're going to do and you're going to cause havoc. So therefore, you don't go, we're going to get you, we'll get you, you know, you start doing that again and we're going to come for you. And it turns out that the police were just walking along with them. But you can't arrest them if... I mean, the point is, when they're blocking the highway, that is actually something that you can stop people doing, because they're blocking the highway. But, you know... But it's technically a legal protest, because they haven't sought permission, apparently, to march there. So, basically, they can be arrested for having a legal protest, presumably. Yeah. You know?
But the extraordinary thing...
Why are the police walking next to them? I mean, I don't get it.
But neither do I. But I was reading about the appeals, and apparently there are 5 stages of appeal. So there's a simple appeal. Would you mind not doing that? Then what do you do now? You then have a reasoned appeal. I really don't think you should be doing that. Then a personal appeal. Yeah. Oh, I think it will take up lots of your time if you go to prison.
And think about how ashamed your family will be. Yeah. That's what I think about saying.
I mean, it's just like, you're breaking the law, get out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
The
Metropolitan Police, I'm just checking this here, they said, we are fully prepared. We will arrive quickly, deal with the situation efficiently, remove and arrest activists as appropriate, return things to normal as soon as possible. They didn't do any of that.
I do think it's interesting
Thanks for the tweet, guys.
Just Stop Oil seem to have changed their tactic, and I wonder if that's because they realised that they were losing the route.
Are they going to start calling themselves Just Stop Traffic?
Yeah, exactly. just go a bit slower.
Yeah.
Or catch up with us. But I do think that this will be... I guess, less unpopular than their other protests. But whether or not... And I think you made a really good point. We were chatting about it before. As a result of that, though, it's probably not going to get as much publicity.
No, I don't think so.
Whereas when they've been throwing paint on oil, you know, on Van Goghs, they got more...
They did.
More publicity.
I mean, today I got the sense, and I don't know whether you felt any differently, but I didn't get the sense that they were disrupting very much. People weren't really that bothered. It was kind of,
so they'll probably think it was a failure.
So they're back. Well, OK, so what? I'll just live with it, I suppose. And if they're going to make you drive slowly in London, well, I really do, thanks.
I think that in the run up to Christmas, I thought there's too much tension. People are stressed, tired.
They don't need it.
We don't need it. And I think now the public are actually going to start to tell them properly if they do too much disruption.
Yeah.
One of them's going to end up getting hurt.
I think so, and I think that's the problem. And they have to start taking it a bit seriously. That actually what they're asking for is not ever going to happen. The government is never going to...
But they have got lots of publicity, haven't they? They have got lots of publicity, and people are starting to talk about it as we are. And yes, but we are starting to talk about wind farms and wind farms.
No, we're not.
Well, there are, though. There are suggestions that people are talking more about
Insulate
wind farms.
Britain. I mean, just today we've had a big government announcement about insulation, which I think is fascinating. And I think the Insulate Britain people can claim rightly that they push that issue much further up. The issues that are being discussed.
I mean, we've talked about literally nothing else for years now. Climate change is always on every single agenda.
But it's not even that.
27 consecutive years of COP.
But it's not. I mean,
you know, how can you say, oh, suddenly we're talking about climate change?
It's not just about climate. It's about energy security. The reason we're talking about all of this is because we don't have enough power, and of course they're talking about rolling. Insulation is part of this solution, isn't it? As well as all the other things as well.
Going to have 2 weeks of this, so perhaps they've got something up their sleeve for each day. Maybe it'll be a different theme. You know, today it was walking slowly. Maybe tomorrow it'll be crawling on your hands and knees. I mean, I don't know.
But there have been 2,000 arrests, 27 in prison.
Well, there's loads of them in prison moaning because they haven't had a fair trial yet and they're still locked up.
And then the others are in Wetherspoons.
But I thought half the point was the fact that they signed up to get arrested. So
That's
it's
right.
not as though they're scared of being arrested.
But now they don't like being in prison without a trial.
But also, prison's probably run out of vegan sausage rolls now.
I would say having to eat the really horrible stuff.
I love a vegan
At least
sausage
I think if
roll.
I went into prison, I'd probably go vegan because God knows what they're feeding you. Anyway.